This is me answering the question of how did your production skills develop throughout this project. In my prelim task, I was asked to create a magazine cover for my school in Photoshop. When first starting off using Photoshop, I had no prior knowledge of the tools and editing features of Photoshop, which was then reflected in my magazine cover. Tools that I learned how to use included the text tool to make a text box, the shape tool to form different shapes, the circular crop tool, and how to change the color of the background or text. Since this was from the basis of my knowledge, I didn't understand how different fonts, shapes, or colors came into place, which meant that a lot of the features of my school magazine cover didn't match, which made the cover overall inconsistent and messy. I also used 2 images that were from the internet instead of creating my own, which was another indication of how much skill I lacked during my prelim task. I was then asked to produce 3 pieces of coursework: a cover page, article page, and contents page, for any genre of choice, where I decided to choose film. It was only then, when I started these pieces of coursework, that I learned about the different other types of features on Photoshop that made the editing process a lot more convenient than I first started off editing. I discovered the Magic Eraser tool, which erased anything that was the same color all at once. This was very helpful in efficiently removing my background of my images and saved me a lot of effort and time. These fonts included Blank River, SF Hollywood Hills, Azenix, and Arthead Free. With this text, I also found out how to change the texture of shadows on text or images. For example, my first piece of coursework, the cover page, I used the glow feature for the word Michael, the dominant signifier, to make it look like a neon sign. I thought it gave off a glamorous Hollywood theme. As part of my coursework, I was also told to create an article double page that had to be related to my image and my main cover line on my cover page. The images on my article page had to be of the director on my cover page, so I shot pictures of him in 2 different outfits and poses. One being a suit and a bow tie, and another one being a casual outfit such as a t-shirt and cargo shorts. This was to show the different sides of being a director. After taking these photos, I decided to choose the ones I liked and place the photo on each side of the double page spread, with the article in the middle. I had only learned then that using 2 different costumes and placing them side by side is a method of contrasting 2 ideas. This made my article page more balanced. In my article page, I incorporated the same neon light feature as my cover page. I chose the words "Best New" and gave them a yellow glow. I thought this matched the elegant look that I tried making my magazine into, which ended up making the article page look more synonymous to the rest of my magazine. For my final foundation portfolio task, I was asked to make a contents page. This page would include articles that would potentially be in my full magazine and a sub-image. I wanted to link a lot of what you see on the page to famous things in film history, such as the Hollywood sign font that I used on my cover page and old film slides. Compared to my prelim task, I was able to develop my understanding of how I could make my magazine have more relation to modern world things. For example, my prelim task could have had more relation to what international schools were experiencing or doing rather than just UBIS. My contents page is simplistic and has minimal color and font diversity. I decided to do this because compared to the contents page of other magazines, I wanted my page to flow together and have some connection. My prelim task also seemed very messy, as everything felt like it was added just for the sake of having it on the page. The photos on my contents page were all of the same person in the same location, with different positions. However, for my prelim task, there were a lot of different photos in different locations and with different people and lighting. This shows that over the course of creating my coursework, I was able to develop my skill on photography while using more advanced hardware. In my prelim task, I simply used natural lighting and an iPhone camera, but in my coursework, I used a camera, tripod, and lighting from a lamp that I had.